everyone. Welcome to Versus Live. I am Todd Anderson.
I'm Ross Merriam.
Got Rob over the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Thank you. Today on Versus Live, we are going to be doing some testing for SCG Pittsburgh this weekend. It's Team Modern, not unified, so you can all three play the same deck, and you can all three play Hogak if you want to.
That is an option.
Yeah.
We are doing our testing in only the most rigorous way possible.
Yes, which is you choose a deck that you play, and you play it against someone else who chose a deck that they played.
Choose is a bit of a stretch.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is the opposite of what I just said? So today, can we do a camera down just so they can have a better idea of what we're working with? So we have 6 cards face down, each with a die on them to represent what number they are going to be. And we're going to be spinning a roulette wheel.
And
this
Susan, by the way.
Susan? A lazy
Yep.
Susan?
Oh, it's just called, the wheel's called Susan.
Yeah.
Susan's
The
just a
wheel's
random.
called Susan. It's not a lazy Susan.
Well, it literally is a lazy Susan.
Oh.
Hence the name Susan.
Got it. So we got 6 face down cards. Those correlate with 6 decks that we have pre-built. You don't know them yet. We know them yet, but we don't know which deck we're going to be playing yet. And we have a really good one, a really bad one, and then 4 pretty good ones. So hopefully Ross gets the really bad one, which is located under number 1, but we're not going to show you what they are until we actually hit the number. So let's go face up and talk a little bit more before we get started. Or we can just, or should we just start?
I think we should just spin.
Just spin? Should we just spin,
let's
Rob?
do it.
We've
All right.
borrowed our roulette wheel from Commander Versus.
Yeah, and they use this on Commander Versus occasionally to pick Commander decks at random.
Yeah. You can see we have 8 options here, so we're going to disregard 7 and 8 on this first spin. And then
I would normally black them out with a marker or something, but I don't think they would appreciate that.
Yeah,
so.
probably not. You want to spin first or me?
I have the marbles, so you get to spin first.
So that's how that works?
Yeah. One. That's 3. I count that as a 3.
Okay, you roll first, and then we'll reveal at the same time.
All right. And no! No! Right off the bat? Oh, come on.
That one's yours.
Okay.
I'll reveal first.
Okay.
Actually, well, so we can explain which deck we have.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Ooh, that's my favorite.
Man, that's okay.
Little is it Phoenix action?
There you go.
Okay. Can we getting these decks loaded on a cardboard live, Rob?
Yes, I'll have them up in just a moment.
Awesome.
I don't really know. Do you want to talk about your deck? Because that's actually my list that I posted up. We got 1 Lava Dart, 1 Flame Slash. Very similar to Jerry Thompson's list that he wrote an article about last week. Aria Flames, I thought, did really great work. Magmatic Sinkhole. Great answer to an opposing Narset Partner Veils, which is seeing a lot more play out of Azori's control. As well as just a cheap way to interact with most medium-sized to large creatures. It's a good deck.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I hope
My deck, though.
I hope I know how to pilot it.
My deck, though.
It's a nice one.
All right. I'm gonna give you a couple choices, right? And I want you to try. You know what it is.
Just flip the card.
Just flip it. But it could be Pack Rat. You know,
It's not
could
Pack
be
Rat.
could be 56 Swamps Pack Rat.
Just flip the card.
Could be Rat Colony. Could be Relentless
The
Rats.
possibilities.
The possibilities are endless. Playing Possibility Storm. This is the bad one. Let's go over the deck real quick and figure out how it works. Honestly, can you explain it to me? I don't actually know how this deck works.
Read Possibility Storm.
All right. There's so much text on this card. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
It's a whole novel. Whenever a player casts a spell from his or her hand, that player exiles it, then exiles cards from the top of his or her library until he or she exiles a card that shares a card type with it. That player may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then he or she puts all cards exiled with Possibility Storm on the bottom of his or her library in a random order.
Now imagine what happens if you have that card on the battlefield alongside Teferi Time Raveler.
Oh, your opponent can't cast it.
Yeah.
So it screws your opponent. Nice.
So they can't cast any spells.
Okay. So what am I trying to do?
You're trying to assemble that combo.
What's the combo? Endless
Teferi Possibility Storm.
Pretty sure there's other combos in the deck.
Probably.
I have an endless one in my deck. Are you kidding? So that means I have one creature. It has to be Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn, right? Yeah.
Okay, you got 2 combos.
Got 2 combos. So
How do you find the endless one? Teleria West?
Teleria West. I also have Nahiri Harbinger that can find the Emrakul.
Okay, and then just sort of a Jeskai shell.
Yeah, and then Path to Exile, Lightning Bolt. No Snapcaster Mages, obviously. 1 copy of Sea Beyond, one of my favorite combo cards. Get to shuffle that Emrakul back into your deck.
This matchup might actually be kind of tough. Look at Jeskai deck that can just kill me.
If I embarrass Is It Phoenix with Possibility Storm, Is It Phoenix is canceled. Just so you know.
I think the post-board games get a lot better for me. Once I get some counter spells,
I get to side out all the Possibility Storm.
you're not allowed to side out
I
Possibility Storm.
know. I have to keep in the
possibilities
core.
are not endless.
Yeah. Okay, Rob, what you got for me? Anybody in chat laughing it up? Got any?
Yeah, somebody, a couple rigged comments on the.
I don't want.
Is it Phoenix?
You think it's rigged? Oh, with Ross.
You think I sat here practicing on this roulette wheel?
You'd be right.
For the last 3 weeks.
Not for 3 weeks. He'd spent the last 45 minutes just spinning it, trying to make sure he could spin the. What'd you roll? 4?
3.
A 3? Yeah.
And then I believe this Possibility Storm list you found off 5-0 from a league, right?
Yes.
It's not completely unplayable.
Harlan Fear was mentioning Ballista instead of Endless One, but it's just what they used.
Yeah.
It'll be really awkward when you have 15 mana and Emrakul in your hand, but Possibility Storm, and then you're being forced to cast an Endless One.
No, I still get Time Walk, and then I get a 0/0 Endless One.
15 mana Time Walk.
Hell yeah. I think at that point I'll just minus my Teferi and bounce my own Possibility Storm. I'm going to go first.
I don't think that's how this works.
Well, shut up. I'm playing Possibility Storm.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have rolled a 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I spy with my little eye
Okay.
something that rhymes with garbles.
With gargles?
Garbles.
I'm gonna have to check the dictionary on that one, Ross.
Yeah. Yeah. If we were playing Scrabble right now, you'd be losing your turn. Are you ready to go? What? Come on.
I'm looking at my hand. It's not very good. Okay?
Yeah, great. Mulligan on the plate, dummy.
Yeah, I think this hand's a mulligan. It's just too... It doesn't have a threat. I don't really have a way to dig hard for it. Just a couple uncontrollable cantrips. This lightning bolt's pretty bad.
Yeah. I have my Emrakul in my hand, so I'm basically on 6. But I got a pretty good 6. So I think I'm going to keep it and hope I draw my Sea Beyond. Shuffle that back in.
Also, Nahiri it.
It's true.
Got any Jaces in there to put back?
Not that I know of. There's not that many good cards in here.
You gotta call.
I know. No, the deck's actually full of like pretty powerful stuff. We got like Nahiri, Teferi, Cryptic Command, Path Bowl. You know, it looks like a pretty normalish Jeskai deck, except you just get Possibility Storm combo with Teferi Time Raveler. Counters every single spell your opponent plays. That's a pretty powerful combo. So if I get to, I mean, it doesn't stop. Does it exile it? Yeah, it does. So it actually stops. Is it Phoenix or the Arclight Phoenixes? Like if you cast them, they don't like go to the graveyard; they get exiled. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, you're on 6.
This one's keepable for sure. So we will scry that to the bottom, and then start on a sleight of hand.
All righty.
And I guess we'll take this one. Pass the turn.
Steam Vents go.
Faithful Suit.
Yeah.
Are we just... I think we're just doing it. Discard these. Mountain. Lava Dart you. Lava Dart you again. Where'd you go?
Well, I didn't have a removal spell in my hand. We're gonna try again. I got to be on the play.
Well,
turn 2 Double Phoenix, huh?
with a Lava Darts here at 18.
On the play, huh? No, I'm at 12.
Yeah, so you're 12.
Yeah.
Just turn 4 kill. That's like behind the curve now. Do you have any remands in your hand?
I wish. All right, we'll keep this one. This hand is mediocre at best. That's how I like it. Bless you.
Excuse me. We got a tissue over here. We're gonna do some cleaning.
Why don't you go get a tissue and I'll entertain Chad for a few minutes.
Can we just take a break?
All right, we're back for Versus Live. Ross is still MIA. Dude had a hell of a sneeze. I don't know what else to tell you. So here he comes. Well, he said the clock for 1 minute, and then so Ross has a look on his face. It's okay. I was carrying.
We're
Go big.
We're good.
So if you're just joining us today on Versus Live, we are playing Modern Roulette, where I have been given the worst of all possibilities in Possibility Storm. Well, I guess it could have been worse. Could have been mono rat colonies, 20 swamp, 40 rat colonies.
Why are you so obsessed with rat colony?
So the other day on Corey Baumheiser's stream, someone donated $10 for him to play a deck, and they gave me the power to choose said deck as long as it had Golgari colors. So I gave him 25 rat colonies, 1 Assassin's Trophy, 1 of each Vraska, and like a Duress. And then a bunch of lands. And he had to play it. It was great. So I just wanted that to be the bad deck. But instead you gave me a 5-0 deck. Yeah, that's fine.
About to be an 05 deck.
About to be an 03 deck, probably. Or it might be 05. We are here for game 2. Ross double Phoenix me on turn 2, and I quit because I don't want to play that type of game. We're going to keep this hand. I'm on the play here for game 2. How's yours?
My hand is great.
All right, Held found your turn.
Spirebluff Canal, Serum Visions.
Sure.
And we'll leave that one on top.
Here we go.
Faithful Suit.
Remanded.
Pass the turn.
Fairy.
That will resolve.
Take out the 5. You're good.
Thought scour myself.
Yep.
Faithful Suit.
Yep.
Discard 2 Arclight Phoenixes.
Come on!
Pull your Teferi. Turn the 2 Arclights, send 1 at Teferi, 1 at you. You're at 17, you're up. This deck is great. So we scry to the bottom off a main phase opt. Not exactly sure what Todd is digging for here.
Go. Dropped a card on the ground. Excuse me.
I hope I don't get Emerald.
I hope you do, honestly.
It's Faithless Looting.
Sure. Discard 2 Archive Phoenixes.
2 Polluted Deltas. Play a Serum Visions.
All right.
Bottom both of those, seeing as we drew into a Scour, so we'll just try to hit a 3rd Phoenix. Scour myself.
All right.
Did not. Not a great sequence of draws. Attack for 6. You're at 11.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
How many permits you got, Ross?
You really have the Endless one in hand?
Hey, Ross, how many permits do you have on the battlefield? Yeah, can we do face cams?
Yeah, no, you.
Hey, Ross, look at me. Answer my question. How many permanents do you have on the battlefield? If this is an Emrakul, I quit. I will walk out. I'm already quitting in like okay. Whew. 9. Possibility Storm. Cast Endless One trigger. Cast Emrakul trigger. Where do the cards go? Bottom?
Yeah,
Top?
bottom in a random order.
Okay, so it's like Cascade.
Yep.
Trigger. My turn?
Yep.
Attack you for 15, trigger Annihilator 6.
I am at 5.
Go.
Lava Dart, you trigger a Possibility Storm.
All right. I think I'm going to die.
Trigger Cast Thought Scour targeting myself.
Yep. If it hit bolt, I might have died.
You would have died.
Yeah. All right, so you lob dart again. You get it again.
Yeah, need to hit a bolt off this one. You don't take one because this gets.
Oh, right. All right, trigger Possibility Storm again.
That's a sorcery. Okay, I guess I still have outs then.
Yeah, you get the Manamorphose.
He's on the bottom, so we cast Manamorphose. I guess I'll make blue red.
Yeah.
I do have another instant in my hand, so I can. Okay, we got 2 more shots at it.
I'm gonna be real mad in a minute.
Oh, actually, I can't even cast this one because this is pro instant, so I can't cast a sinkhole. So I actually had to draw Extraction or another instant, so that's good. So I guess I'll extract targeting your op to go to 3.
Trigger Possibility Storm. All right, so-
Possibility Storm apparently only works off hand too, so the flashback lava dart.
Oh,
okay.
that's from hand. Okay, so I was dead off well before.
Also, the exiled card goes on the bottom, so the lava dart should have been put on the bottom anyway.
Okay.
So like the first spell you
So I
cast
just
goes on the bottom.
say I win.
Yeah, that's basically
Okay, so I
what
win.
we're saying here.
All right, that's all I care about.
Okay, Possibility Storm's a weird card.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's
I was about
You
to
mean
be-
you haven't seen that at every SCG Open ever? It's crazy.
That's actually the first time I've ever seen it triggered. I think I might have triggered it once when it was in limited. Unclear. You want sideboard or you want to keep playing game one?
well, sideboard.
All right. Ashiok. Anger. Purge. Surgical. Should I bring in Blast Zone against your stupid little dudes?
Aria Flame seems pretty good against Possibility Storm.
Yeah, that actually is pretty true. Oh, no. All right. What you got for me, Rob, while we're doing this? Anything?
I did a question earlier. Someone was wondering if they have access to humans and Tron, which would you play at a modern event this weekend?
Humans. I think Tron is unplayable.
Mostly agree. Tron is pretty bad right now. Mostly the main deck graveyard hate is usually a thing that gives Tron a leg up in formats where the graveyard hate is really good. But Relic of Progenitus is specifically really bad right now.
I think I'm going to keep the Lava Dart in because it's good with Aria and can sometimes like do weird things with Possibility Storm. At least it gives me a spell I can cast through it if it's in the graveyard.
Sure. I can't believe I almost lost.
You didn't really almost lose.
I didn't really almost lose because we misread the cards, but in my head I almost lost. And now
Yeah.
I feel like I escaped with my life when I had literally the one of in my hand that I didn't tutor for. But I did have a Talaria West, and I could have done that instead of Engineer Explosives, but then I would have needed to draw land number 5. 7, 8, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 3 more, so I can cut something else maybe.
Yeah. I think what I needed to do there was respond to the Possibility Storm with the Lava Dart, and then hope to draw another spell, because then that spell turns into a second spell with Storm, and then I flash back and get them back. And
Sure. All right, what you got for me, Rob?
Uh,
Nothing is a fine answer.
Viper 12 Skies wants to remind Ross that if you mult a 0 and win a game, still the jazz tickets are there, apparently.
Yeah.
Thanks.
His tickets got more valuable.
I don't know. What should I maybe not bring in the Dovin Z-Dos? I feel like having a couple answers to Arya Flame might be worthwhile. It's like I kind of like these.
I don't think the Ashioks are very good.
Really? I guess, yeah, if I'm not really bolting anymore, the Ashocks are not good.
Nor do
That's
I
fair.
think the Vetoes are very good.
Right, but I kind of just want answers to Arya. And I can maybe just like not have the Purge or the Dispels.
He's probably
bad.
a better answer to Arya than Veto.
Maybe.
Can also answer Thing in the Ice.
Sure. Ooh, does that mean that I want my Blast Zone too then, maybe?
Blast Zone is significantly worse than E at doing
Right,
those
well,
things.
maybe I just leave both in. Or bring in this and leave this in the deck.
And then not bring in Veto.
Yeah. What does this look like?
That's 7 for 7.
All right. Let me make sure that's correct. All right, what you doing over there?
Got a bunch of counter spells and a third Arya. Removal spells that don't really do anything. I chose to leave in bolts and darts over surgicals. I don't think like countering one of your combo pieces and surgicaling it is really a
Sure.
high impact play. Though
Fair enough.
potentially having free spells after you Emrakul me to return my Phoenixes.
Yeah. I mean, if your hand was literally just like, dart 2 surgicals, like you might have been able to hit a bolt and kill me.
So, Ross, I know you have never been a big fan of Pyromancer's Ascension, and apparently you like Arya, but what is it about the card that you like so much?
I like how clean it is. So Ascension requires some like deck building concessions, makes you a little bit more vulnerable to graveyard hate, sometimes just like takes a lot of time to really set up. Arya just is completely agnostic towards whatever spells you're casting as long as they're instants and sorceries. So whichever ones you draw, whichever ones you put in your deck. So it gives you a lot more freedom to build your deck differently. I've been playing with a split of Sleight of Hand and Opt since moving to Arya to help out Finale.
I've just like Sleight of Hand because of how it just digs a little deeper than Opt, and it's virtually unaffected by Narset. Like Narset is occasionally like problematic, but whenever I have a Sleight of Hand in my hand and they cast Narset, I just feel so much better about the game.
Yeah, but you can opt on their turn against Narset. So.
Yeah, I'm always burning like Thought Scours and Manamorphoses on there and stuff though, so I don't know. I mean, I know I see your point, but you don't have to play 4 ofs, so you don't need. I had a 3-1 split for a little while of Slide over Opt just for Finale of Promise, basically.
Yeah, that's my issue. So it just requires a lot less of you than Ascension does. And I like that. It's always going to do the thing that you want it to do, like, as long as you have spells. And casting it against the Death Shadow opponent feels real good.
Yeah. All right, you're going to be on the play here for game number 3.
And do I have another double Phoenix draw? Oh, yes. Okay.
Is it on turn 2 again?
We'll see.
Okay. My hand's not very good.
Start on Zero Visions.
Sure.
Huh. I probably want one of those. Yeah, I probably do. Okay. Split them. Go. Thinking yes.
Yep.
Pass the turn. Here at 19.
17.
17.
No,
Pathing it?
19. I have an Opt, but I also need white. But I don't really have much to do next turn, so I think I'm just going to get tapped. All right. Untap.
Yep.
Here you go.
Aria of Flame.
Yep.
You go to 29. You're up.
Path Thing in the Ice.
I will get a mountain.
Play an Narset. Leave it at 5. It's not very good against Arya, but it might incentivize Ross to burn a bunch of spells just to kill Narset. I don't really have a lot of ways here to stop the Arya, though.
Are we activating our set at all, or?
God, no. Are you joking?
Okay. Shock to 18. Play Arclight Phoenix, attack Narset. Pass on your upkeep. Thought Scour myself, trigger Aria.
Okay, you should hit me for one first, probably.
I don't think so.
Okay,
It
you're
wasted,
just, like, missing out a damage.
Yeah, I'm missing a damage, but if I don't kill this, you're just going to -2 it. Because
yeah,
any
you're
spell,
probably
yeah,
right.
and you're just going to get a card. I'd rather.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, Thought Scour mills some nice ones.
All right,
You
draw
can
for
continue.
my draw step.
Yep.
Play an opt. Go.
No red mana yet. That's a good one. Is there any way for you to bounce
Fairy.
the Aria at instant speed?
Probably not.
Probably
Not
not.
without
Manamorphose trigger Aria.
Okay.
So the trigger will resolve first. Deal 2 to the Narset, and I'll make blue-red.
Mm-hmm.
And I will Faithless Looting, deal you 3, blue floating.
16.
You mean 26.
26.
Wow. Attack for 3.
23.
And play this. Pass.
You just don't want to flashback the looting?
Nope.
Weird. All right, Path the Phoenix.
Find the last basic.
Probably should have done that during combat. I was kind of in my own head, thinking about other things. All right, Transmute Solaria West.
Yep.
Get a red mana. If I have a mountain, I'm going to play it. Okay, here we go. Or maybe I should. Yeah, that's fine. Here we go.
Okay. I think I'm just going to go all in on this Aria plan, which means flashback looting, deal you 4.
19.
Discard a second Aria and thing. Pass the turn.
Yeah, 4 up.
Yep.
All right. Probably just going to get hit with a Force Negation. I don't have a second red to play my Is It Charm, which really sucks.
Yep. Deal you 5.
14. Here we go. Probably dead here. You have 1 card or 2?
14. I have 2.
Yep. So you have to play 3 spells, or like one of them has to be a burn spell.
Oh, I did not draw a spell, so pass the turn. Do 6.
I'll take 6. I'm at 8. Here we go. Just like color screwed this whole game was really,
Faithless Looting.
really bad. Yeah, whatever. I'm dead.
Yeah, I got again flashback. Yeah, I had Bolt Force in my hand, but I have to counter the Bolt to play the second spell, and then it was only 13.
And Is It Charm to counter your Force Negation if you hard cast it if I had a second red, but I just didn't have red for the entire game, even off an opt. I guess I had a Scalding Tarn on turn 1, but my hand was like Desolate Lighthouse, Talaria West, Island, Scalding Tarn, or something like that. And I just
And you had Path, and
yeah, I had 2 paths.
yeah, I guess maybe you could have found red white. You had basic island.
Maybe. Yeah, I probably should
I'm
have.
not sure if it's right, but that's
Probably should have. That was probably the mistake. Just messing up on turn 1. What you got for me, Rob?
Have you seen any of the ninja decks that have been
yeah. There've been a few of them.
I mean,
They didn't know if you thought Sultai or Blue Black was better and whether Ice Fang Koala was worth playing in Modern.
I like the Sultai ones. I think Icewind Claw is really good.
It also plays a pretty nice role in that deck, giving you a threat that actually matches up well against removal
Mhm.
and lets you generate a lot of value, because
'Cause no one really wants to block it or kill it.
Yeah, there's a big issue playing a bunch of ninjutsu creatures where against things like push, bolt, path, you're losing a lot of tempo paying mana and bouncing a creature to your hand against a 1-mana removal spell. So you need, to guard against that possibility with cheap interaction of your own, as well as sources of easy card advantage. And Coatl is a card that does that while also synergizing well with the rest of the deck.
Yeah, I agree. As far as like overall viability is concerned, I mean, I think that the 5-man ninjutsu that lets you play 2 cards off the top of your opponent's deck is really good. It's like on the top end. I mean, I don't know how much better it is than friggin' what was the old one, the big rat?
Ink Eyes?
Yeah, I mean, it seems reasonable to compare it to like Ink Eye Navoni, but
I like how you didn't know the name of it, but as soon as I say the name, you knew the legend name.
oh yeah.
Writing deck lists in that format was so horrible. Kamigawa block constructed. Writing out deck lists of PTQs, it took twice as long.
Yeah, it was terrific. All right, my opener is okay. It's not great, but I have all my colors.
Same.
All right.
Ooh, that made it better. Pass turn.
Go.
I'm a little wary of going to 15 in this matchup. I don't have any Phyrexian spells in, but if I fetch Shock, I have another fetch in hand. It means any other fetches I draw end up being awkward, but I don't think I can really get around that. I should be able to, with 4 counter spells in my deck that match up well against Possibility Storm, I should be able to stop that combo from happening in most games. So I'll go to 17, make sure my mana is good. And I'm going to Thought Scour myself.
Okay.
Land thing. Let's play a thing.
Tilt.
You can go.
Go.
And let's fetch to 16. Get another island. And play Aria.
Oh, is it Charm It?
That's pretty good. Actually, I'm going to get a mountain with that.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so you're at
I'm at 16.
16.
You can go.
Cast Nahiri. Of course, I'm pausing because he might have Force Negation. This new card kind of changes play patterns and stuff, and I'm assuming he has it. He's trying to figure out if he wants to counter this or not.
What are the odds of me transforming this thing in the ice on my next turn?
I don't know.
I think they're pretty reasonable, and I think forcing this Nahiri actually makes my hand really bad. So I'm gonna let this resolve. It's a risky play. Yeah, that was the most punishing thing. It's to give Todd a chance to turn Emrakul into a real card, but
All right, I'm done after I draw. I don't have any interaction.
Yeah.
Don't have Force Negation myself. I'm gonna draw a card, but
isn't Emrakul a trigger? Don't you draw the card before?
Oh yeah.
So you can't draw an. Is it
All right, I'll just draw a card, and if it is a Charmer Emrakul, I'll put it back.
well, how many is it charms are in your deck? More than one.
2.
So just take an Izzet Charm out, draw a card.
Sure.
If it's Emrakul, redraw. And then shuffle. Yeah, because the trigger's not going to go on the stack until the Nahiri ability is done resolving.
Sure.
Okay, that was a very good draw.
I'm used to the rummage effects being an additional cost.
Do that one for sure. Then I will slight again, trigger. Now it could get awkward. Now a looting. And The end didn't go well. I'll go to 15. I might just be dead now. Get a mountain, bolt you. This will transform.
You mean I might be dead now?
You could have possibility storm.
Sure.
Emrakul. I'm at 15. Actually, now that I'm at 15, I'm just going to get the other steam vents and go to 13.
Okay.
Don't think the difference matters at all. But
Todd, what are you at?
I'm at 20 still. All my lands
not?
dealt me no
He
damage.
bolted you.
Oh, he bolted me. I'm at 17.
yeah,
Okay, so
I don't have the other steam vents in my deck, so I guess I do have to get this second basic mountain.
Okay, so you're at 15.
So I'm at 14.
You're still at 15.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
shock.
So 15, 17, 7, 8. You can go.
All right. Possibility storm.
Resolves.
Go.
Had to use my blue cards there to flip my thing, and now I ended up stranding my force because the second slight and the looting bricked on any blue cards, which is a bit of a tilt. So now my counter spells don't do much of anything. Though I guess I should be wary and cast instants in response to Todd's spells in case I hit counters.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can, however, cast this Faithless Looting.
Yep. And it will not trigger Possibility Storm because Possibility Storm is only from hand.
Yep.
Would you discard Phoenix or find Phoenix?
Indeed, I did.
Okay. Well, now you might be able to trigger.
Well, I don't have any other spells in my hand, really.
Oh, sure.
And definitely discarding this Aria because it does nothing. I think I'm going to pitch one Phoenix because I only need... If Todd doesn't have a removal spell and it's hard for him to find one...
Do you not have any 1-mana instant sorcery?
No.
Jeez. Okay. I'm at
Attack
10.
you to 10. And then play this and pass the turn.
I got really, really lucky last turn when I drew Possibility Storm. Transmute.
Yeah.
Do 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 do. Trigger. do 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 do. Oh, that's not how it works. Whatever. I have to shuffle first, and then I get Emrakul, and then Ross is going to concede. So
It's only the one creature. We know what's happening.
man, that was cool. This deck's great. Why is this the bad one? Time is it?
Time for game 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's only 1:40. We got time for a game 5, a decider.
I just needed to hit a blue card while I was transforming that thing. Didn't. Well, the Force of Negation ended up stranded in my hand. Drew a bunch of lands and
Look, all the excuses in the world. You got beat. You got whooped, son.
if I forced the Nahiri, then my hand would have been Bolt and 2 lands.
It's not a good hand.
Yeah.
But it's not that bad, right? Because I mean, I guess if you draw a draw spell, you can maybe transform thing and double bolt me. But at that point, you had didn't you have a looting in the yard?
No. I found I drew the looting for a turn, which would have been quite good with my thing on 3. I would have looted, found another slight, and so I would have still flipped the thing, and I would have been able to attack you. You might have just been dead.
Maybe. Probably should have just forced my thing.
I also kind of thought I would be able to leave myself with a blue card.
Understandable. Maybe instead of casting the second slight, you just go bolt, and hold.
I didn't only have the one bolt.
You just said if you force, you left yourself with land bolt.
No, land bolt.
That's not what you said.
I said bolt and 2 lands.
Check the tape. Can we get a clip?
I need to replay.
I need someone to clip that. Go back in time
So-
1 minute.
I would have drawn looting. I guess I don't know. Yeah, let's just keep playing. Ugh. This is not a keeper.
5. If you mauled, when you go to 6, if you have to go to 5, you're going to 5.
It's too many expensive cards. And it was Finale, double Aria, double Phoenix, land, Scour.
So, Ross, Scooter wants to know, how scared are you of Emrakul? Do you just hold thing in the ice with 1 counter and the bolt to do with Emrakul?
Not if that's my only pressure. I mean, you got to kill him.
I agree. The odds of me having exactly Arya plus is not very high. That draw was very weird from my side. Like if Ross like counters the Nahiri, I'm stuck with Emrakul in hand. And then even if I draw Possibility Storm, I don't really have a way to get it out of my hand. Like he doesn't know that, right? And if he can transform the Thing in the Ice, he just had a Thing in the Ice with 4 counters on it. And I thought maybe I have one turn with the Nahiri, plus I can get this out of my hand. I actually thought about letting your Arya resolve and then just going Nahiri minus on it. But if you had the Force Negation, I think I was just going to get barked on.
I don't think we're going to be able to hold this up because we're already a little mana light. So, land go.
Oh, yeah, you get to go first.
Yeah, that's how this works.
Not fair. Go.
And a turn, scour myself.
Fair. Here's a question for you. Have you ever scryed on turn 1 after mulliganing a Phoenix to the top and then thought scoured it? That's a nice feeling.
I think I've done it, but I'm not sure.
Second question. How often do you thought scour your opponent after they leave a card on top after they mulligan? Because I do it like 90% of the time.
You won't get to do
You
that
can
much
go.
longer.
Yeah. Go.
Slight.
Just counter it. Slow him down.
You can go.
I fetch an island and transmute Tolaria West for Hollow 1. I get an island.
You mean Endless one?
Or Endless 1, yeah.
So you're at 19.
Reverick says they checked the tape and Ross's memory wins again.
Damn. He's got a good memory. I just could have swore he said 2 bolts and a land, but he said 2 lands and a bolt, and my brain just flipped them.
I just dead on turn 5.
No, I don't have Possibility Storm yet. But I will, because I have a really great hand. I'm just gonna play a 4/4. That's all I'm gonna. That's what I'm doing. All right. Let's go
17.
17. Now, if I main phase this Cryptic command, Ross can use Force Negation. That actually puts me in a precarious position. I can upkeep Bounce Thing Draw. I kind of like that. But that loses a Spell Pierce. And he has the same number of Spell Pierce as he does Force Negation.
Force at least puts me down an extra card.
Yeah, let's Bounce Thing Draw. Go. Cannot wait to cast this 5/5. What you got over there, Ross?
I think I'm going to go for this line. Let's go to 17.
All right.
It's still well above Emrakul killing me. That's Thought Scour myself.
Yep.
Faithless Looting.
Mm-hmm. Second Phoenix is pretty scary.
Thought Scour myself.
Okie dokie. Third Phoenix.
Turn 2 Phoenixes and attack you to 11.
Sounds good.
You can go.
You got Force Negation?
You found the Possibility Storm?
I did.
God, so lucky.
I'm going to go 10.
I found the Pierce instead of the Force.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were tanking on. If you...
No, I didn't have the... Like, I drew the Pierce for turn or off the first Thought Scour or something. I couldn't really hold back, I didn't think. But I had 2 bolts. I was ready to just kill you.
Cast trigger. Just want to make sure. That's 3 for Possibility Storm. 2 for Is It Phoenix?
Was not the result I would have predicted. No.
Those were unexpected results, but the possibilities were there. There was always a possibility that an unplayable modern deck would beat one of the best modern decks. That's modern.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
All right, I'm going to stop talking smack. I'm sorry. All right, so that honestly, I was not expecting that. The Possibility Storm plus Endless One with Transmute Talaria West, like, you know, I have a bunch of interaction with like Path and Is That Charm, Remand Game 1, Lightning Bolts for small creatures, Cryptic Command. I have a lot of ways to buy myself time. Nahiri seems quite good in this matchup because it can exile like a Phoenix if you attack with it. Can also take down Aria Flame in some spots. One of the games I lost, I just was a little shy on red mana, or else I would have been able to go Nahiri plus Is It Charm to protect it from a Force negation. But it wasn't meant to be. But, you know, the deck performed quite well.
Yeah, no, surprising performance from the Possibility Storm deck. You know, when the base of it is just powerful interactive cards, you can win with a lot of different things. You know, the win condition is sort of the least important part of the deck. Obviously, there are ways to optimize it, and you should do that. And I don't think a Possibility Storm is it, but it is a pretty powerful win condition. You know, a couple years ago when Nahiri was printed, we saw it break out a bit in Modern in a Jeskai control shell that just used this card that could also be a removal spell, could deal with problematic permanents the way that Teferi does now. You know, Nahiri answers artifacts and enchantments. Just doesn't hit planeswalkers, and then could, you know, filter through your deck. You know, you loot a bunch and you just sort of Emrakul them, and that's good enough. And you're doing the same thing. It's a little bit more convoluted, but then you also have the combo with Teferi Time Raveler, another good card.
Yeah, we didn't get to see that come together, but in some matchups, especially ones that don't put pressure on you, if you just play this normal Jeskai control game and you turn 3 Teferi Time Raveler and then turn 5 Possibility Storm, they can't cast a spell for the rest of the game. They're locked out. That's that very similar to the Teferi's Puzzle Box plus Narset combo that we've seen crop up in like random Azorius shells, but you just have this kind of weird combo kind of attached to that lock piece.
Yeah, you know, and so Teferi Time Raveler is a card that you'd already put in your deck. Maybe you're adding an extra copy or 2. So the only card that the cards that you're really adding to make this all work are the 4 copies of Possibility Storm and then the Emrakul and the Endless One. But the Emrakul already goes with Nahiri, and Nahiri's a fine card as well. So the Endless One is the really sort of jokey card. Then your mana base gets a little bit worse because of Talaria West, but then you get a little versatility with it because you have an Engineered Explosives, a good card in the deck, a card that Jeskai decks have commonly sideboarded, and you get a Blast Zone in the sideboard. You know,
quarter, like there's you know, bunch of ruins.
There's a lot of things you can do with Talaria West that are helpful in the deck. So it's not there just for one purpose. So there's a lot of overlap with everything that you're doing around Possibility Storm. All the cards that make it work are cards that go with other cards that are in the deck. So you're recouping the opportunity cost of adding the cards that make Possibility Storm work by having them synergize with other cards.
Yeah, from the other side of things, you also see one of the problems that I personally had with Is It Phoenix when the deck first broke out on the scene was that if a deck's trying to go over the top of you, like let's say Tron or a big mana strategy like Scape Shift, or I believe at the time Ironworks was also really popular. You know, you don't have a lot in the way of actual interaction. You have to put a really fast clock on them. And if you stumble like you did in Game 5, where you keep a 1-lander and just don't hit a second land, sometimes your draw just falls apart. And in that scenario, that's exactly what happened. And you have like a couple Force Negations, a couple Spell Pierces to potentially interact with my combo. But in Game 3, we saw Force Negation with no blue card in hand, unable to stop the combo. And then in Game 5, you drew Spell Pierce when you were tapped out.
Yeah, and then so the games I won were the games I was able to put pressure on you. I had early pressure in some other games with Thing in the Ice, but you were able to answer that pretty effectively in most games because you're playing Path to Exile. So I was really reliant on Phoenix Stress to pressure you. Game 1, I had a really explosive turn 2 double Phoenix. You know, the other game I won, I believe, was also due to Phoenixes, but maybe there was a thing in there that went unanswered. But a lot of the games where
that was the Aria Flame game.
Oh, that game just sort of went long. But
you say long, I'm pretty sure you killed me on turn 5.
Sure. No, I had like 6 or 7 lands to play.
I passed you like twice or once or twice.
The games I won were the games I was able to apply that pressure, and as you noted, trying to apply pressure while holding up Spell Pierce or Force of Negation was difficult. One time I had to use all my blue cards to apply pressure. The other time I had to use all my mana.
Mhm.
And so in both cases, the cards were ineffective and sort of ended stranded in my hand. I just needed the one turn of reprieve and didn't get it. But you're right. Like the Phoenix deck does not interact that well, at least outside of interacting with the creatures. You know, when your lightning bolts are not
Yes.
interactive, when your lava dart or other secondary removal spells aren't worthwhile pieces of interaction, then yeah, you're really light. So I've struggled in matchups like Ad Nauseam.
Sure. And in a lot of
Storm
ways,
can
this
be-
deck actually feels kind of like an Ad Nauseam deck. Like I'm trying to cast like a 5-mana spell, combine that with some other thing, whether it's like an enchantment I cast early on or whatever. You know, it's just a lot more controlling. Like it plays that really fair game plan quite well in the early turns, but just has that kind of 1-2 punch weirdo finish. And
rather than dig for your combo and try to get it out quickly, you're sitting and buying yourself time with your removal spells, playing that control role in the first 4 turns of the game. And you do it pretty well. You had 2 pieces of disruption into a turn 5 or 6 kill in that last game, and that's pretty good.
Yeah. What you got for me, Rob?
All right, so one of the big things is we finally have the new format for Arena
What?
Beyond Standard. I didn't know if you want to talk about that now. Or you
Did
want
they
to
just announce it?
wait to the end? Yes, it's an article that came out today.
Yeah, no, let's go.
All right, so it's
that
called
was a thing.
Historic, and it is from Ixalan Forward.
Oh, come on.
They said that Amonkhet and Kaladesh blocks are to be determined. They won't be returning with rotation, but they're looking at them and they're going to see how the meta develops for the format.
See how the metagame develops without them, or
Without them, yes.
and then maybe add them.
Based on what the articles, yeah.
That's a weird thing to do.
I agree.
Also,
I'm
why
mad.
is it called historic when it's all the most recent? Sets?
Well, it won't be recent at some point. I don't know.
Sure,
man.
but like
What was it called?
it's
Modern
more
when it
recent
has
than any
whiteboard
of the other
cards.
formats.
Sure.
Well, it was modern because it was the more modern card frame.
Maybe because it's kind of starting around the same time as Dominaria, and that was one of the.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Look,
historic
I'm not-
is a weird name.
I'm not.
for
It is a bit of weird.
but like that's what Ixalan Forward is kind of what we expected, right? At
Well,
first, we expected Origins Forward because that's when they started putting the
watermark or whatever.
on the packs.
Mhm.
And then we had Arena, and Arena was Ixalan Forward, so obviously we're just going to do that.
Well,
So that-
Arena is Kaladesh Forward.
Oh,
Yeah, whenever they had the alpha and the beta, they started with Kaladesh, and they had
Okay.
Kaladesh cards. But
sure.
whenever they like launched it for real, they took off all the Kaladesh
But
cards.
I'm very happy that we don't have Kaladesh cards.
Yeah, I would either like starting with Kaladesh. I think would be a huge mistake because the energy mechanic is just such a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
I would much rather be Ixalan Forward than just Kaladesh Forward, but I would much prefer something like Origins Forward. You know, give me like a couple years, and I think it would also be really smart of them too, business wise, by just having us have to craft more cards if we want to play a format. Because like if you're starting Ixalan Forward, if you don't have any kind of backcoding for cards, like you're not really incentivizing people to use more gems or buy more packs or burn more wild cards or whatever.
But they're also, that's a lot of work for them to add years back of sets.
They did say that for right now, it is strictly MTG Arena only. So
Mhm.
there's apparently the way it reads is there's no plans right now to have paper tournaments in this.
Well, that's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm sure stores can run those tournaments, but it's no
Well, you just-
GPs or anything.
Yeah.
Of course, that may change as the format grows too.
I mean,
Right
I think
now, it's
as-
basically just standard when rotation comes.
As
so.
the format grows, once it gets like 3 blocks big or 4 blocks big, I think it would be, it would be a fine format to have tournaments of. But I mean, right now it's just standard, and then in the fall it'll be standard plus 1 set, and then standard plus 2 sets. So there's no real reason to run tournaments until it's a little bit bigger. I think they just announce it because they don't want people to freak out whenever half their collection rotates on Arena.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people who are playing Arena are just like, what am I supposed to do with my old cards? Us people who've been playing 18 years, 20 years, we're just like, Yeah, they're useless. They're worthless.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Put them in a box in your closet and wait 10 years and hope that one of them becomes legacy playable, and then you get to sell, your 20 draft copies of Sinew Sliver for $5 each. Because that's what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks when I'm cleaning out my damn house. Oh man, I'm really disappointed. I really wish it had gone back a little bit, and I really wish that they would let us run tournaments. I was hoping that on the SCG Tour this year, we would actually get a new format that we could play. And I'm not, no one wants to play Standard +1 set.
You think we'll have a Historic Open maybe the end of next year?
Probably. Yeah, I mean, it would be like, three block Standard or whatever.
It'll depend on if the format picks up and people want to play it. But I imagine people will, because I guess after rotation, it's not like people are really missing a ton of cards. They need to craft cards from the new set, but they already have them from the previous block or previous year sets. So there's not a huge scramble there.
Craft all your shock lands now.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to be good forever. That's fair. I like the fact that your cards are not going to be dead, right? And that was like a no-brainer that they were going to announce something, because the rotation of your cards, is bad, and they're never going to put Modern on Arena because there's too many weird interactions. They can completely control how cards are designed, specifically in how they can interact in Arena. Like, they're not going to make a freaking, I don't know. Well, they're not going to make a Possibility Storm. I mean, they might. They made 1,000-Year Storm. Who knows?
I don't know. It's not a particularly exciting announcement because I don't think it's going to be that relevant.
It's not going to be relevant for over a year.
Well, I bet they'll run historic things on Arena this fall.
Great.
Sure. You'll see it a bit. I don't know how popular it'll be.
It's possible that, like, the first Mythic Championship of next year is using the historic format or something. Yeah. And then that's when they're going to, kind of do it. Just backcode a couple sets, man. Come on.
I would have liked Origins Forward too. I like a lot of those cards.
Same.
The Fire Impulse.
Fire Impulse, like, I don't need Lightning Bolt. Just give me Fire Impulse.
You just want to play Jeskai Black.
Yeah, I do. I do think that Fetch plus Shocks would have been a nightmare for newer sets, and I would much rather just ban Fetch lands, I think. Because
they can't give us Fetches and Shocks.
No, but they could ban Fetch lands. They can give us a format and preemptively ban stuff.
Sure. I mean, if they want Origins back, they'd probably have to ban Fetch lands and Smuggler's Copter.
Yeah, probably Copter, maybe Marvel. Who knows? Whatever.
Marvel, I don't think in a
Guardian
format that big, I don't think Marvel would be too good. Maybe Guardian.
I think a lot of the stuff they've banned in Standard, they should just ban for this format. Because
I think that's a good reason to not go back that far. Like, banning cards is a pretty significant cost. And
sure, but you're taking the wind out of something that should be a really cool announcement.
I believe wasn't Frontier the community format they started at Origins. I don't know if maybe they saw some of that and they didn't like what they saw. I mean,
that's fair too. I mean, there's a reason why people thought Standard was an insanely bad format for the last 5 years. It's because it was.
Yeah.
There's just a million powerful combos and oppressive cards and Glorybringer. No one wants to play against that. It's really unfun. I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. It'll be relevant in a year. I'm bored now, though.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm playing Modern on Magic Online instead of playing Arena because new set's not. I mean, it comes out next week or whatever. But it's core set and core set. This core set's also pretty disappointing. I don't know how you feel about it.
You never really know.
We haven't played it on Versus Live.
Yeah,
and it comes out next week.
But we've all that's a matter of how close together it is with Modern Horizons. We got a Modern tournament this weekend.
Yeah,
we got to explore Modern Horizons. We're having fun with that. We'll start doing core set stuff next week. We got 2 weeks of that leading into Worcester.
Yeah,
the release weekend there. So, we'll have plenty of time to explore Standard with core set 2020 and figure out if some of the cards play better than they read. Because I agree, none of them jump off the page to me as obviously powerful cards, but. Jace Vryn's Prodigy didn't jump off the page to me as obviously powerful either. So,
all right. Well, we are continuing to play some more roulette, modern roulette here. We're gonna take a short break here while we get things set up for that. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many minutes?
We'll go with 6.
Yeah,
6 minutes.
Short sixer.
All right, we're gonna take a short break here for Versus Live, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.